We're live, the home of the Chicago Bulls, the United Center. Now a chance to check out our starting lineups. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Shaq?
You know, Shaq was probably the biggest, strongest, most physically dominant center or player, for that matter, that we've had in the history of the league.
Well, you won't get an argument from me. Wilt Chamberlain would fit into that category, but I think Shaq even surpassed him with his three-dimensional size. He was tall, deep, and wide. And with that, able to power through defenders and took down a couple of rims, too. Unprecedented.
Looking at Chicago, they took the win in their last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. And they showed a lot of heart in that one, getting down early, but put together a terrific run to sold it away in the end.
It was an emphatic win for them, especially considering that it was on the road. No question, by the way, that it was their offense that carried them.
Steve, I love the way they attacked at every opportunity. They never were on their heels, and eventually that allowed them to pull away.
Kobe with the bucket.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot. Lakers ended up 17-13 against Eastern Conference teams last year, but that wasn't really a dominating effort. Certainly not what you would expect from a playoff team.
To the paint, Meeks. There it is, it's Nash picking up the assists.
Beautiful feed off the bounce to his teammate there. Nicely done.
Here's Meeks, and the shot is good. Well, and to make the playoffs in the West, you do need to have a record similar to that of the Lakers against the East. You know, Steve, no team that made the postseason in the West had a record below 500, so the Lakers took care of what they needed to.
Well, you know what's odd, Kevin, is that in the shortened season before, when the Lakers were the cream of the Pacific Division and everything was going well, they only went 500 against the East. So, you know, if they want to bounce back this season, they'll need to not give away games and make sure they keep their out-of-conference record better than 500.
Jacks up a three. That's good. Meeks got 7 points.
Red hot right out of the gates. 4 for 4 shooting.
Passes it to the kid. The three ball. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
How about that for a response?
They will say they can give the three as well as they can take the three.
Now let's find out what head coach Mike D'Antoni had to say to our Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, he said they simply cannot afford to be loose with the basketball today because the steals will pile up if you don't play heads up at all times against a team that has such great hands and terrific defensive awareness. You guys know they'll turn that the other direction awfully quickly. Kevin?
All right, thanks, Doris. I think it's the one thing we were talking about before the broadcast. The defense they're facing always seems to be in a lockdown mode.
Yeah, that's their identity, Kevin, and there's kind of an intimidation factor involved here. They've gained their reputation as a defensive club for a reason. They're tough.
Yeah, they really are tough, and they also do a good job of making you uncomfortable and frustrating you a little bit. So you got to keep your poise when you're facing a team as good as this one is defensively. Noah once again had a really solid season, but his field goal percentage numbers dropped from where they had been the past few years. I think part of it was not having Derrick Rose on the floor, and then also he was hurt. Plantar fasciitis bothered him some, but not having Rose, I think, led to Noah forcing the issue a bit. And they are cooking, on fire right now, really flowing well.
The kid passes to Noah. Pippen, Bulls moving the ball around. He passes to the kid. He dishes it to Noah. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. Well, speaking of Noah's some dip into his finishing numbers, you wonder if his injuries played a part in that.
Yeah, Coach Thibodeau rode him pretty hard. A career high in minutes. In fact, second most per game among centers in the NBA last season. And we remember he had the foot injury during the playoffs. So he's always had some health issues, but he's battled through them.
Are you surprised that he's become the warrior that he's become in the NBA?
Not really, Kevin. He's a winner at Florida, a guy who loved to play. He's got a lot of passion for the game.
Harper kicks to Muhammad. An emphatic LU jam. And we may have an injury here. That does not look good.
So tough to see a player go down with an injury like this.
Yeah, it really is, Steve. It's just one of those things, though. You've seen it happen before as well. And you can tell whatever it is painful for him.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Here's Farmar. Hill goes back up. And it's Kaman missing. Pass to Heinrich. He kicks to Dunlap. Good, and Heinrich gets gets the assist.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Well, it was the Los Angeles Lakers winning their last game against Milwaukee.
And you know what was most impressive? They wasted very few possessions in that game. They ran their offense close to perfection.
That's what we call a mute button game in front of a hostile crowd. They never let the fans get into it. Had them on their hands the whole time.
The Bulls leading by 4.
Boy, I tell you, the Bulls showed how resilient they could be without Derrick Rose last season. They played competitive basketball, but up against the Western Conference, they just didn't quite have the same punch. Got beat up pretty good out west.
Steve Blake's checked in for Kobe. And the first time out of the game called, they played out of conference.
You know, the Bulls were a team that could win games on grit and toughness, but the West was a lot more talented last year than the East. And so some nights Chicago just kind of ran into reality, and they didn't have enough talent to deal with some of those Western teams.
Here's Farmar. Poked away. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. And now let's have a look at the teams that have had the quickest hands in the NBA during the past month. Fourth, the Bulls.
Yeah, what a month they've had defensively. They really get after it at that end of the floor.
With the victory.
You know, their percentage from long range that game was off the charts. It seemed like every time the home crowd got going, they just took the wind out of their sails with another three-point barrage.
Yeah, those bombs were really falling.
Here's Blake. Hill inside. Defended by Kirk. Kicks to Johnson. The feed to Farmar. And the Lakers get it back. Here's Hill. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Hill's got his first basket.
He's a grinder. Love what he does under the offensive boards, really bringing energy and life to his team.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And there's the pass to Dunleavy. He feeds it to Muhammad. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Chicago shooting their first free throw of the night here. Blake with it. Takes the three. Offense. And so here is Chicago. They lead by 4. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington, where they'll face the Wizards. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for the Lakers right now, Farmar is out there with Steve Blake. Then there's Robert Sacre. Then it's Johnson. And it's Hill in at the 4. And that one misses.
And, you know, for the Lakers last season, a lot of turmoil. And you think about the coaching change, but it wasn't just that. It was a whole system change as well. And the front office felt the Princeton offense they started using wasn't working out. So they were in a state of flux all season long.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Yes, guys, for Steve Nash last season, he became just the 5th player in league history to crack 10,000 assists, joining John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Mark Jackson, and Magic Johnson. Nash said to have just one scholarship offer and to play in the NBA as long as I have and to be on a list with people like Magic is beyond my wildest dreams, adding, it's incredibly special, humbling, and a tribute to playing with a lot of great players over my career. No surprise, fellas, giving credit to his teammates.
Well, you have to like that focus on the team first. Thanks, Doris. And going back to the Princeton offense that Clark mentioned, Steve, tell us about that offense and why do you think it didn't work out?
Well, they only gave it 5 games, Kevin. I mean, Mike Brown was 1-4 when he got fired, and that's impossible to install an offense and expect it to work that quickly. So, I mean, I think the offense would have been fine if they had given it time and given Mike Brown some time to install it.
Meeks dishes to Johnson. 5 to shoot. Chicago making a switch here. Murphy's checked in. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
Well, because, you know, this has been a bad run for them. He's got to get his team back on the same page and executing well together.
Sometimes just getting to stop in the action can be enough to get a team back on track. There's something about that little pause in the intensity of the game that lets you refocus.
Now here's Shaq. 29 points for him last game against Milwaukee.
And don't forget 4 blocks, so a huge game for him defensively as well.
Shot clock at 2. Meeks. That one wide left.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had early.
Wow, what an incredible run they're on. This is as good an offense as you will see.
Well, every single guy on the floor right now just feeling it.
Now here's Nash. Coming off a stellar performance against Milwaukee. Dishes it to Meeks. And just miss after miss right now.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
Feeds to Jordan. There's the lob to the hoop. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find something, you're right. And the shot is good. Johnson's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, Steve Nash has been able to get everybody involved throughout his career, but he became just the 5th player ever to reach the 10K assist mark.
Kobe's checked in for Wesley Johnson. Now here's Pippen. He had 25 points in the win against Cleveland.
And he was just working defensively in that game, Kevin. 4 steals during that ball game.
Nice silky finish on the alley-oop.
That sequence, I don't think Clark could have been executed any better.
Stupendous feat.
Boy, I hope we see a few more of those.
And for Nash, with the injuries last season and his role more off the ball, his assists, Steve, were way down last year.
But he passed Magic Johnson on the all-time list, and this season, passing Mark Jackson. So with help, who knows? Maybe he can someday catch Jason Kidd.
Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for Chicago. Harper comes in for Scottie Pippen. Harper the pass to Noah. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Noah's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Lakers trail by 15. Some changes for Chicago. Ozzie Muhammad's checked in for Noah. Pippen comes in for Michael Jordan. And it's Heinrich in for the kid. Backing down is Bryant. Nash. Now the dish to O'Neal. And it's good. Caught through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
How did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area they just can't afford to get lazy with.
You know, I think the effort's been there, Steve, but they're still getting outworked just by a skosh.
Nash kicks to Meeks. Pass to O'Neal. Lays out. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And an interesting look here at the top assisting point guards this season. Setting up teammates, being a playmaker. One of the hallmarks of being a premier point guard in the NBA. 3rd is
General out there and make sure the offense is clicking.
And, Steve, you touched on it there. I mean, they're fantastic distributors. But it's not just their passing that makes them great. I mean, it's their leadership on the court. Even when the ball's not in their hands, their leadership is fantastic.
Now here's Kobe. 20 points for him last game against Milwaukee.
You know what was great, too, Kevin, was the way he balanced getting his own shots and making plays for others.
Here's Heinrich. It's a 13-point game. Outside, Rodman. Passes it to Muhammad. Heinrich outside. There's the triple. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
They are trying to pull away here, continuing to add to this lead.
Well, Steve, no time is a good time to let up in my mind. I mean, you got to continue to just play the game no matter what the score is. No mercy being shown out there, and they're looking to pull away. I like that.
Now here's Shaq. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And that's a really deft touch right there, guys.
And he just guided that ball back up and in. You know, caught just a fingertip touch on the ball.
Really well done.
Yeah, you don't need to catch it and gather and try to go back up if you've got that type of angle. He really took advantage.
So for the Bulls, Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Muhammad. Jordan comes in for Scottie Pippen. And it's the kid in for Ron Harper.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
Outside Jordan. Here's Noah. Back to Jordan. He dishes it to Noah. Shaq on him. Rodman defended by Gasol. Clock at 4. The kid passes to Noah. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Chris Kamen's checked in for the Lakers. Ball's not loose. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Lakers trail by 12. There's 21 seconds left here in the second. Kobe dishes to Kaman. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Rodman's got his third rebound tonight. The pass to the kid. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Here's Kobe. That'll do it for the Kamana comeback. You have to like what we've seen so far from Meeks.
Well, he created a lot of opportunities for himself in the first couple of quarters. And tell you what, he was smart with his shot making too. Really took good ones.
You know, points per shot attempted is really one of the undervalued stats in the game, and it's a real measurement of efficient scoring.
We've got the kid. Pippen is out there with Dennis Rodman. Then there's Noah. And it's Jordan in at the shooting guard. So that's how Tom Thibodeau starts this.
You have got to be kidding me.
Oh, talk about taking things into your own hands.
Did you get an assist and a field goal for that? I mean, that was ridiculous.
Here's Shaq. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
Outside Jordan from deep three-point range. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Perfect on their first 3 shots now. That's the way to start the second half.
Meeks, good.
Well, I'm going to drop a little knowledge on you here, guys. Not sure if you're familiar with the 180 Club, but it's players who've had a season shooting 50% from the field, 40% from long range, and 90% from the line. You add those up, that's 180. Nash had done it 4 times, and I think last season should qualify as his 5th. He shot 44% from 3, 92% from the line, and 49.7% from the field. I round those numbers up, so that's a 50-40-90 season in my book.
The Lakers have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight. Chicago making a switch here. Harper's checked in. Here's Noah. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Shaq. And Clark, going back to the 180 Club you talked about, Nash has now done that 4 or 5 times, depending how you count last season.
Well, he stands apart in that. I mean, it's only happened 12 times in NBA history. Larry Bird was the only player to do it more than once before Nash did. So, but yeah, you're talking about one of the great shooters ever in Steve Nash.
Steve Kerr's checked in for Michael Jordan. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And Scottie Pippen the bucket on the assist from Rodman. Pippen's got 5.
Yeah, and he's one player who doesn't need a lot of space to get to the basket. He's really crafty, the way he can blast his way straight through traffic. He's really strong.
And you can't talk about him without mentioning his great passing ability. Not just the right pass, not just perfect placement, but excellent timing to spring his guys for the best possible look.
Here's Kobe. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Noah kicks to Pippen. Pass to Kerr. Shot clock at 6. And the Bulls another 3.
And the threes continue to go down at that end with almost nothing happening from deep at the other.
But the way to turn that around is defensively, by stopping their outside shot, not by getting into a shootout.
Some changes for the Lakers. Chris Kaman is checked in for Shaq. Hill comes in for Pau Gasol. And Steve Blake is subbed in for Jody Meeks. Kobe kicks to Farmar. Outside for Kobe. Pick up by Hill. Kamen passes to Farmer. The three-pointer, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
They are killing them with that three-point shot here in the second half.
Well, the defense fully stretched out trying to stop that shot and still not able to get it done.
The Bulls making a switch here. And so it's the Lakers with it. Kamen dishes to Farmer. Back to Kamen. And it's Dunleavy with the rebound.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
Heinrich kicks to Dunleavy. Back to Heinrich. 6 to shoot. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Front pass the arc. And the Bulls another three.
And their field goal percentage continues to climb. They've really shot the ball well here today so far.
Yeah, and it's all about quality shot selection, smart shot selection. They've been very patient on offense.
Blake kicks to Farmer. Los Angeles with another miss. Here's Chicago. They're on a 19-7 run. Michael Jordan on the wing. Back to Heinrich. Bulls moving the ball around. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Well, as they continue to dominate, you wonder just how much higher this lead might get.
I think it really could get out of hand, and you can credit their defense just as much as their offense for that.
Mike Dunleavy is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And Los Angeles with some changes. Shaq's checked in for Kamen. Saul comes in for Jordan Hill. And it's Jody Meeks in for Steve Blake. Here's Nash. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Chicago.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And how about the touch they've displayed from long range, guys? I mean, as a team, they are really shooting the ball well and executing from the perimeter.
Outside Jordan. Lets it go from 14. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
Well, I think he shot the ball well, guys, but I don't think he shot it enough. The more shots he gets from here on out, the more they'll stretch out this lead.
Here's Gasol. Fades away and sinks the tough shot.
And I'm not really sure that's the time for the fadeaway jumper, but he gets it to go.
The drive by Jordan. Noah. And that is good. Noah's got 11 points. LA's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Kobe with it. Now defended by Kerr. Knocked away. Shot clock at 5. Kobe with the bucket. 11 points in the game. Here's Jordan. Throw it just as the horn sounds.
Kevin, he had the eye.
Here's Farmar taking a look at the Lakers. We've got Johnson. Steve Blake is out there with Farmar. Then it's Hill, and it's Shaqiri in at the center. Farmar kicks to Johnson. He passes it to Farmar. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Farmar's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Lakers. And so here is Chicago. Outside Murphy. Gets it to go.
Wow, he's got such a sweet three-point stroke. The way he can shoot it, forcing opposing bigs out on the perimeter, can really open up the lane.
Farmar kicks to Sacre. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. And the first one drops. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Chicago. Heinrich comes in for Steve Kerr. No good on the second free throw.
And Steve, not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge too.
Yep, well deserved. I mean, they have worked their tails off on the glass.
And Muhammad kicks to Murphy. The feed now to Harper. The high post shot. Again, Chicago. The Lakers shooting 47%. Pretty solid.
I see you.
Back to Johnson. Los Angeles with another miss.
You really don't want to see him missing those mid-range shots, but when he's open, he's got to shoot it.
Outside Harper. Takes the 13-footer, and the shot is good. The Lakers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Stripped away. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. And he finished it off with the lane.
I love the flow that they've been playing with offensively tonight. This is an impressive performance.
Well, and that lead they have just continues to grow and grow.
Farmar, no good. Now the Bulls with it. They're on a 9-1 run. Blake with the steal. And it's the Lakers on the break. Farmar leading the charge. Here's Johnson. Sacre kicks to Farmar. Blake for 3. And a great assist by Farmar as that one goes in.
Well, he's a spot-up shooter, one of the best. One of those guys who, if you give him an inch, I mean, that's all it takes. He will let it fly and frequently knock down that shot.
And you've got to respect his willingness to give up his body. Step in, absorb the contact, and put his body on the line to draw charges. That's definitely one of his specialties.
You gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Back to Johnson. From deep. It's all in by the Bulls. He kicks it to Muhammad. He feeds it to Dunleavy. Dishes to Murphy. Shot from free throw range. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Murphy's got 5 points now in the quarter.
This is outrageous. Every shot they're taking right now seems to be finding the mark.
Literally every shot. They are absolutely rolling.
And the basket by Blake.
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeouts.
And Muhammad kicks to Murphy. Feeds it to Kirk. Clock at 6. That one off the back iron and out.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Blake misses. The Bulls have gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. Dunleavy, guarded by Blake, from deep. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
Snell somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Just another outstanding play down low. These teams couldn't be farther apart in their effectiveness in the paint today.
Yeah, that's right. It's been all good at one end, and we'll try to be diplomatic here and just say not so good at the other.
On the wing, Johnson came in trying to break free. Los Angeles with another miss.
Boy, he'd like to have that one back.
Now Muhammad kicks it to Murphy. The dish to Dunleavy. It's up a 3. Good. And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
So tough to see a player go down with an injury like this.
Yeah, it really is, Steve. It's just one of those things, though. You've seen it happen before as well. And you can tell whatever it is painful for him.
Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Chicago. Blake kicks to Farmar. Pass to Keenan. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. "19 seconds left to play here in the fourth."
A serious game-clinching run. They've taken off here. Impressive.
No backing off. What a surge at the right time.
Blake passes to Farmar. Chicago grabs the miss. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin.